Coach Brittany is going to lead you through this fast-paced workout. It's going to be 20 seconds of each of the following movements with 20 seconds rest to close out each round. We have a countdown clock that starts at 11 minutes and 40 seconds. The first movement will be burpees. These will be full burpees, so it'll be chest to ground. Next is alternating around the worlds. You can do this with or without weight, and you'll switch directions after each rep. Next is a lunge with rotation. Unless you've mastered lunges, we recommend doing this without weight. But if you feel ready, you'll do alternating lunges with a rotation to the side. You'll be rotating towards the lead leg. Next is deadlifts with a wide stance. You'll be utilizing the hip hinge that we just worked on. You'll be wider than shoulder width apart with your feet, and the weight will be between your legs. The last movement is presses. You can do either alternating single arm presses, or you can do presses on both arms at the same time. You'll have 20 seconds of rest after the presses, and it'll be 6 rounds total. If you need more information on any of the movements or need a quick refresher, you can check out the demo videos before you get started. We're going to start with 20 seconds of burpees in 3, 2, 1, and go! Nice job! This is a full body movement. You want to snap those hips to get the feet towards the hands. Here we go. We want to stand all the way up, or you can jump and clap your hands overhead. We've got 5 seconds left here. 3, 2, 1. And we're going to switch to around the worlds. We're going to switch rotations every rep. We're going to go up and around and then switch directions. Make sure that you keep your spine neutral throughout as you squat down and reach up overhead. And switch to lunge with rotation. Remember, you can do this without weight, but we're lunging and rotating towards that lead leg. If you need to work on that balance, you can take your time with the lunge and do a nice slow rotation and just keep alternating reps. And switch to deadlift with a wide stance. You need a pair of dumbbells. You're going to do a hip hinge, keeping the knees slightly bent, and the weight is going to lower in front of your body. You can relax the arms. Nice job. 2, 1, and we're going to switch. We've got presses. Bring the dumbbells to shoulder height, and you're going to press overhead, trying to keep those arms in line with the ears. Three, 2, 1, and rest for 20 seconds. Nice work. This is a really quick paced workout, so try to keep up and transition smoothly. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1, and go. 20 seconds of full burpees. Great job. We want to move fast with these, but we also want to move well, so choose form over speed. 3, 2, 1, and switch to around the worlds. We are alternating directions with each rep. Three, 2, 1, and switch. Next, we have lunge with rotation. We're rotating to that forward leg. Make sure that that lead leg tracks with the ankle and does not pass the toes. Nice job. 2, 1, and switch. We have deadlift with a wide stance next. We want to drive through the feet, pushing away from the ground instead of pulling upwards, and avoid overextending when you stand up. 3, 2, 1, and switch. We've got presses. Remember, you can do either single arm or both arms at the same time. Nice job. We're gonna close out this second round in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest for 20 seconds. We're gonna start round number 3. We're gonna start with burpees in 3, 2, 1, and go. Nice job. Keep it up. 5 seconds left here. 3, 2, 1, and switch to around the worlds, switching directions with every rep. Really reach in every direction. Reach down with the squat and stretch those sides as you reach. 3, 2, 1, and switch to lunge with rotation. Great job. Make sure to keep that chest up as you lunge. Shouldn't be folding over. Good, and let's switch to deadlift with a wide stance. Keep those shoulders relaxed and slightly back. Shouldn't be bending those elbows. And switch. We've got presses next, finishing out this round. Three, 2, 1, and let's rest for 20 seconds. Next up, burpees. We're gonna start round number 4 in 3, 2, 1, and go. Nice job. Try to maintain the intensity throughout this whole workout. I know it's a lot of rounds, but it's short work periods. 3, 2, 1, and switch to around the worlds. Three, 2, 1, and switch to lunge with rotation. Nice job. Less than 5 minutes left on this workout. Three, 2, 1, and switch to deadlift with a wide stance. Grab both those dumbbells, have them right in front of you, relax the arms, and hip hinge down, pushing away from the ground with the legs. Three, 2, 1, and switch to presses. Here we go. Let's finish out this round in 3, 2, 1, and rest for 20 seconds. Next up, you guessed it, we've got burpees. We've got round number 5 starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. And switch to alternating around the worlds. Nice job. You gotta stay in this mentally as well as physically. 3, 2, 1, and switch to lunge with a rotation. Three, 2, 1, and switch to deadlift with a wide stance. And switch to presses. We're going to go overhead. We've got 15 seconds left of this round. Nice job. 3, 2, 1, and rest for 20 seconds. We've got our final round starting with burpees in 3, 2, 1, go. Three, 2, 1, and switch to around the world, alternating each rep. Nice job, 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and switch to lunge with rotation. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, and switch to deadlift with a wide stance. Here we go, hang in there, let's finish strong. You've got 30 seconds left for this whole workout. 3, 2, 1, and let's switch to presses for the last time. Three, 2, 1, and time. Great job, everyone. I know that was a tough one with those quick transitions. Kept you on your toes a little, but nice work, and we'll see you next time.